That's my thoughts on Uncharted. But now let's hear everybody else's thoughts. We're going to do reviewing the reviews, a segment we haven't done in some time. So let's do it. Reviewing the reviews for Uncharted. Let's start with the 1 stars. Trash. Trash as his acting. Stop casting him in every goddamn movie, Sony. You just ruined the best video game series in the history by making this trash movie. This movie is terrible. Then Justice League 2017. Please don't waste your money on this stupid movie. Great insight. One of the worst movies of the past 10 years. Miscast, okay, action, and a very weak script make this film. I highly suggest you look the other way. What were they thinking casting Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg as the leads? Heck, I would have accepted Morgan Freeman as Sully and Channing Tatum as Drake. This is an obvious cash grab at its worst. Hopefully it flops, any future sequels canceled. Yeah, I don't know about Morgan Freeman and Channing Tatum being cast in those roles, but again, I kind of agree. Maybe I think they may have been a little miscast, but again, I haven't played the game, so I don't have that much frame of reference. And I guess they're probably thinking we'll cast him young and make like 20 of these movies, but depending on how this does, I don't know. One word: preposterous. Uncharted is so over the top and preposterous that even a suspension of disbelief will not save this movie. Way too much CGI, and the action scenes are not put together well. It tries to establish a plot in the beginning, but it's obvious it's trying to rip off Indiana Jones and the Goonies. Yeah, that's exactly why I was bringing those two movies up, I guess, the whole time is... they definitely try to rip that off, but it just doesn't have the movie has no charm, no wit, no soul. 100% agree with this. Hollywood action movies are dead. Yeah. Everyone follows the Fast and Furious model of dumb action movie, and I'm getting tired of it. Even the video games have better plots. Skip it even if you played all the games like I did. Here's another 2 star. Not for the fans. If you've never played this game, if you never played the games, I guess you'd find enjoyment out of it. Yeah, I never played the games, and I mean, but as an Uncharted fan, this movie is nothing like the game. Tom and Mark were completely miscasted as Nate and Sully, especially Mark Wahlberg as Sully. He's just playing himself. I agree with this, actually. I do. Mark Wahlberg is playing himself in this movie, no doubt about it. Holland tried, but he's just not Nathan Drake. If this movie wasn't called Uncharted, it'd just be generic, ridiculous action movie. Also, the villain was terrible. Yeah, like I said, the villains could have used more work. I mean, at least they got screen time, which is why I'm not dogging it too much. But again, yeah, I agree. This could have had more to it. All right, let's go to 3 stars. Unentertaining. These are the type of films that make me want to give up on my Cineworld card that I've had for 16 years. Fast and Furious style nonsense that bores me to sleep, literally. Dumb and stupid, but not in a good way and way too long. I hope they're not planning on starting a new franchise because they'll lose millions, and deservedly so. Yeah, a lot of people are calling this a Fast and Furious style, and I kind of agree. It wasn't very exciting. Here we go. Trash adaptation by Hollywood again. Completely ruined the movie with the cast, and then the cheap jokes that 7-year-olds will like. Nice. I agree with this. I totally agree with this. The jokes were so bad in this movie. So bad. And they destroy the tone. While the game content included gunshots to the head, human sacrifice, etc. Again, I haven't played those games, so I can't speak on it. And that's probably why I like this maybe more than the diehard fans of the game. Because I did give it a 2.9. Like, it's pretty close to a 3. And that's just because I thought it was halfway entertaining. But again, I do think it's a really flawed movie, which is why I'm not giving it much higher than that. I couldn't get it to a 3. This is something I hate when Hollywood decides to make an adaptation that originally was for old teens, young adults, for children. The rating of this movie is now 7. Wait till people who played the game votes. It will go down to 4 or 5, just like Matrix 4 did. Yeah, Matrix 4 was a mess. All right, let's go to 4 stars. Uncharted, Wait, that one's a little too long. Here we go. Terrible casting, even worse adaptation. Well, Tom Holland doesn't look nor sound like Nathan Drake, so from the start, first strike, even worse. Mark Wahlberg as Sully is even worse casting. The only enjoyable casting was Chloe. She looked pretty hot and was great in her role. Agreed. Seemed like they wanted to mix and match all Uncharted games in one movie, yet again, that fails. I really hope they stop this one and not turn the series into 4 or 5 movies. I agree. They don't need to make another one of these. I totally agree with that. They don't need to make another one of these. Modern Indiana Jones. Movie was good, but not that good. Feels like Holland forced to do a character. Feels like a children's movie. There's too much drama. It doesn't feel realistic at all. You can enjoy it in the free time, but don't expect too much. He said he enjoyed the movie. It was a 4-star rating. Wow. Here we go. Kind of lame. Obvious CGI, plot holes, and lack of character depth made Uncharted fall in the kind of lame category. Some funny moments between Wahlberg and Holland and decent sets. It was just too unbelievable. Chart a course for better waters. Bad casting and a lackluster script create an average movie. The Nathan Drake Sully relationship is completely warped and actually takes away from the film. Chloe wasn't even needed since her character is a wooden caricature of the game version. All this untrust between main characters created a group of characters that you could care less about. I kind of agree with that. But I actually do like that. I like the untrust aspect of it, honestly. The movie missed the father-son type relationship that Drake and Sully should have had. Yeah, I haven't played the game, so I can't speak on that, but that kind of makes sense. Maybe Wahlberg was a little too young for this role. Here we go. Lower expectations as it's underwhelming. One word, underwhelming. About a week ago, I posted about how I am only just played my first Uncharted game, and it was the 4th one. Playing the game got me so hyped for this movie. I was hoping bad scores and reviews I was seeing were lies. Unfortunately, they weren't. Oh, wow, this is a long one. Never mind. But yeah, you get the point. Perfect popcorn movie. Uncharted is the perfect popcorn cinema movie when you just want to turn off your brain, ignore the constructed plot and numerous plot holes, and just have fun with your friends in cinema on a relaxed evening. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, honestly. A lot of plot holes, which I pointed out, including the cell phone thing, which I just thought was so ridiculously stupid. Like, just because you make the plot hole a butt end of a joke does not make it any less of a plot hole. If you want a good movie, you are on the wrong with this one. If you want a realistic movie, you are wrong with this one. Yeah, I agree. So many suspension of disbelief in this movie. If a constructed plot with plot holes bothers you, you are wrong for this one. But if you want a fast, light movie to have fun with, you're absolutely right with this movie. Let's go to 7s. Here we go. Really fun. Uncharted was by no means a smart film, but a really fun movie that's fast-paced and consistently exciting, whilst also being somewhat faithful to the source material. I agree with this. The pacing in this movie was actually not bad. Like, I don't think the person that said this movie was too long, I kind of disagree with. I thought the movie was pretty well paced, honestly. I didn't think it dragged too much, but again, I did kind of get bored at times. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg do not embody their video game counterparts. However, they still give likable and charismatic performances with solid chemistry. Yeah, I mean, probably so. I like I said, I haven't played the games. Sophia Ali was great as Chloe Fraser and definitely comes closest to her character overall. Cool. Yeah, I agree. Chloe was really an interesting character. Ruben Fleischer's direction is really good. Action sequences are completely shot and sufficient energy, with visually slick overall. The CGI mostly impressive, and the music by Ramin Djawadi is also great, fitting the film extremely well. Uses iconic themes. I wasn't that big on this score, and I like Ramin Djawadi. I mean, he did amazing work on Westworld. He did amazing work on Game of Thrones, but this score was not great, in my opinion. I didn't love the score of this film. Here's another one. A lighthearted, enjoyable action-adventure. A thoroughly enjoyable adventure with plenty of action, adventure. You said adventure twice. And acrobatic hijinks. The story is predictable and in a good balance of modern day and historical locations, although the villains aren't particularly interesting and the constant one-liners between the leads aren't particularly funny. Totally agree with that. One overall, things kept light and good pacing, which makes for good, not particularly memorable entertainment. This is probably my favorite review so far. I totally agree with this. Let's go to 8s. Saw in 4D today, which was wildly intense, especially with the seat moving during the plane fight halfway in. I also saw this in the D box as well, and where the seat moves. And yeah, that was pretty cool, I would say. But again, it was not as exciting as watching like Star Wars or other movies. Anyway, Uncharted was quite enjoyable for what it was, except for a few parts. Otherwise, I loved it, and Tom Holland was perfect as Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg was decent. I've seen him be stronger in other roles. I love him in Pain and Gain. I was very happy to see a cameo of Nolan North on the beach. That was perfectly placed. I don't know who Nolan North is. Maybe he's somebody that has to do with the game. I don't know. I thought that was silly. Maybe that's because I don't know who Nolan North is. But anyway, I understand ones that bash Uncharted. If anything, the best experience is 4DX because it's like a roller coaster, or an IMAX format would be sufficient. Damn, I guess my review wasn't as appreciated, but it is a great movie. Fair enough. Trying to find one that's... Here we go. People trashing this movie because Holland and Wahlberg doesn't feel like their video game counterpart makes me doubt humanity. Wow. Dark. This is a good movie, nothing special, but really enjoyable, and both actors are great in the roles. Just not great together. See, I kind of disagree. I think they were great together, but just not great for the roles. But, that's me. Y'all capping with these negative reviews. I have to read this one. This film is extremely entertaining with some great twists. There was one good twist. With the main actors putting... in a great performance. Special effects were as expected, great, even though they are not all that prevalent. Figured I'd have to see that one. Y'all capping. 9 stars. Here we go. Suspended a little disbelief and enjoyed this movie. I've never played the Uncharted games, but have seen how the character of Nathan Drake is drawn and thought Tom Holland would have been miscast. I would have picked actor Brett Dalton from Until Dawn for Drake, but Tom Holland really won me over. Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland really play off each other well and have a kind of odd couple-like feel to their characters. Has Nathan Drake and Victor Sullivan. Action scenes are pretty fun to watch, and the villains don't disappoint either. This movie is Indiana Jones-like adventure, so don't go in this film expecting anything realistic. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. One more. Pure popcorn cinema that is far better than I expected. Film was action-packed from the very start and had a nice change from the usual superhero stuff. Tom Holland has tons of charisma and obviously great at the physical action. Final 25 minutes have some superb pirate ship action, and kids will enjoy the hell out of it. Nothing too deep, but that's what popcorn cinema is all about. Gave huge mark due to me just having such a great time with these in these bleak times. Fair enough, man. All right, let's go to the 10s, and then we'll get on out of here. Fun adaptate. Wait, that one's a little long. Let's go for a shorter one. Here we go. I like the shorter ones because some people just write these big ass paragraphs, and I'm like, let me do the paragraphing. Anyway, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are fantastic together. 10 out of 10 here. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are two great actors on their own, but put them together and you got yourself a masterpiece. Every second of this movie was action-packed. I highly recommend the movie for fans of the video game and fans of the actors. The movie has something for everyone. Fair enough, man. Oh, whoa. Better than Indiana Jones. This is a interesting take here. They released the movie here in KSA. What's KSA? Early on February 10th. So I went and booked my ticket immediately. Since I'm a big fan of treasure hunting movies, plus a big fan of the games, can't say I've watched a better treasure hunting movie before, as there are not too many. Enjoyable movie, does not deserve 10, but out of love of the concept, gave it that score. I recommend. We'll do one more. Well done. I played all the games. Listen, nothing can be on point 100%, but they did a great job, in my opinion, with a prequel movie for Uncharted. It was a great movie that did a good enough job connecting to the games, setting up a sequel to to look forward to. I was impressed for sure. So yeah, the overall sentiment I think with this film is, people like how fast paced it is, and I agree. I think the pacing is probably why I gave this movie such a high grade, I guess, even though I only gave it a 2.9 out of 5. The reason I think I did is because I just thought it was well paced, and I thought that I didn't think the action was as bad as people are saying, but I get it. I think a lot of people are saying Wahlberg and Holland are maybe miscast in the film, but do what they can with it and have good chemistry, and I kind of agree with that. I thought they had good chemistry, but again, I haven't played the game, so I can't really speak on how faithful of an adaptation this really is. People are saying this is a prequel to the game series, so. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, that's all I got, man. Uncharted, it was okay. That's that's all I really got to say about it. I wish it was a little bit more exciting. Wish it had a little bit more depth to it. And I wish the production design was a lot better. And, the casting was okay. So decent film, not great, but